So you can able to hear me? Okay, so let's start. Previously in the previous class we have finished the addition circuit. Anyone has any doubt in that? Then you can post your questions. Today we will be starting with multiplication. Okay, so in multiplication also we will use the adder circuit. That circuit will be that whatever we have seen, the ripple carry adder or the fast adder, all these things will be again reused in multiplication as well. Okay, so uh, in multiplication I think most of you know what is normal, how to do normal multiplication. So one thing you have to remember is that whenever we are doing the multiplication, if the two numbers will have n number of bits, then the output will have 2n number of bits. So whenever you will do multiplication of two 4-bit number, then the output will be a 8-bit number. Okay, and how to do multiplication? Suppose if you don't remember, let me show you. So the bottom part is called the multiplier, the top part is called the multiplicand. Okay, remember these names because these will be useful in the further section of this chapter. Okay, the top part is called the multiplicand, the bottom part is called the multiplier. Okay, so we'll always start with the first bit. The first bit will be multiplied with all the bits and result will be written here. So in binary it is very easy. Whenever there is a 1, just copy the multiplicand to the result, and whenever the multiplier is 0, just copy 0 0 0 0 to the result. Okay, it is very easy. Whenever the multiplier is 1, then copy the multiplicand, that is the output, and these products are called partial products, and the end result is called the product, that is P. Okay, very simple. So whenever the first bit is 1, that means we have to copy 1101 to the output 1101. Okay, then the next bit is 1, so after shifting one bit to the left we will write the result. Okay, 1101. Then the third bit is 0, so the result is 0000, and fourth bit is 1, that means 1101. Okay, so if you want to create a circuit for this multiplication, the same multiplication, it looks like one shifted bit, so the same type will be implemented like this in the hardware. Okay, so this side will be the multiplicand, the top one, this side will be the multiplier. Okay, multiplier is the bottom one. So let's see, you will get the result here on the product side. So what are these boxes? Let's see. This box represent this box. Okay, the box contains a AND gate and a full adder. Okay, one adder circuit and a AND gate. Why one AND gate? Because the multiplication is nothing but ending. When we are doing multiplication of 2 bits, it is nothing but AND operator. Okay, multiplication is nothing but AND operator. So whenever you will do 1 multiplied by 1, 1 is always 1 in AND gate, and 1 0 is always 0 in AND gate. Okay, so that's the multiplication is replaced by AND gate. Okay, so that's why there is a AND gate here. Okay, and what are the input for AND gate? M bit and Q bit. Okay, for AND gate we will have a MJ bit, okay, and a QI bit. Okay, so QI and MJ both will form this input for the AND gate. Multiplication will be done, and then output will be added with the output of the previous product, previous partial product. Suppose if you want to see in this stage, okay, what is the multiplication output? This one. What is the previous product output? This one. The multiplication product output is this 1, okay, and the previous partial product is 0, okay. So when you look at this, what you have to do? You have to add 0 plus 1 and result will be 1, okay. So that's why whatever this 0, the previous partial product, that has to be an input to the full adder. That partial product has to be the input to the full adder. So that's why we are going to input the previous partial product as the input to the full adder, and the current multiplication result also is the input to the full adder, okay. The full adder will add those 2 bits, okay, and obviously it will get some carry in from the previous stage. It will give you a carry out, and it will give you the partial product sum, okay. So this block will be repeated in all these case, okay. So in this case also you can see that this M is going out to the next block. So what is M? M is this one. M is also going to this block. M is going to the other block. Then M is going to the last block. And same for the all other M bits, okay. Because you have to multiply with the M bits in all the blocks, okay. So that's why the M bits are transferred to all the blocks, okay. So that's the implementation. The Q bit is going to the AND gate and also to the next block, okay, because 0 has, this 1 has to be multiplied with all the bits, all the 4 bits. So that's why the input Q0 has to be sent to all the 4 number of blocks for multiplication, okay. Then what is this 0? This 0 is nothing but the carry in. So obviously in the starting it will be carry in, and the full adder will work as a adder circuit, not subtractor circuit. So we know that in the previous lecture, if the initial bit is 0, it will work as an addition circuit. If the bit is 1, the full adder will work as a subtraction circuit. But in this case we don't need any subtraction, okay, because we are currently reading about multiplication of unsigned and positive number only, okay. Unsigned, there is no sign currently associated. It is just binary number. It is not a negative number. For negative number we will see the multiplication procedure, okay. So currently we are reading about only a multiplication of 2 positive numbers, okay. So hopefully you understood the circuit. Very easy. Whatever is here, whatever is in the example, that is implemented here, okay. So if you see this figure, you can understand that to these boxes, what are the input? One M bit is coming. Previously the partial product is 0, that's why the previous value of partial products are 0 0 0 0 in the first stage. For the first stage the partial products are 0 0 0 0, because this number will be added with 0 0 0 0. That means nothing. The first result, the first partial product that is coming, it will be added with 0 0 0 0, okay, because this is the first partial product. It should not be added with anything, okay. But whenever we are designing the hardware, we have to give some input, so we are giving 0 0 0 0 as input to the first layer of the box, okay. And these zeros are nothing but, we are telling the adder circuit to do addition, not subtraction, okay. So these are the carry in bit, carry in bit. So previously the carry in will be 0, okay. And inside this AND gate we are just multiplying M bit and Q bit. So we are multiplying every m bit with the q bit. Okay, in the second box, this 0 will be multiplied with 1. In the third box, 1 will be multiplied with the 1, and in the fourth box 1 will be multiplied with 1. So this 1 has to go through all the boxes. So that's why this is the q. The q is transferred to all the boxes. Okay, so that's why there is a direct line. It will come in and go out from this box q to the next box. Okay, the multiplicand has to be multiplied with all the bits. Okay, all the bits are multiply, so that's why we have to transfer these bits to the next stage also. Okay, the 1101 bit has to be transferred to the second stage also. So that's why the 1101 bits are transferred using this line to the next stage. Okay, so that's why this mj has a separate line that will come into the box and leave the box from this side. Okay, so that's why it is designed like that, so that this number can be forwarded to the next steps. Okay, done. So hopefully you understood this one. Very easy, because the full adder circuit is same. It will take an input, it will send one output. Okay, carry out. The carry out will go to the next block again as a carry into that block. Okay, so if there is an addition, suppose in this case, in the third case, in the fourth case, because if you add 1 plus 1 plus 1, you will have a carry. So carry has to be added here, so that will be done by the carry out. Okay, so carry out will generate that carry, and the carry will be added in the next box. Okay, so that's how it is designed. But there are some disadvantage of this implementation of multiplication. Who can tell what may be the disadvantage in this case? Anyone can guess what is the disadvantage in this type of circuit? What will happen if this 4 bit is 32 bit or 64 bit? If you want to do 32 bit or 64 bit multiplication, we can still, yes, for large number of bits, this diagram will be very much complicated and it will be very big. Yes, so time complexity means delay. So what may be the longest delay in this case? Which path will have the longest delay? From this part to this part. So bit has to travel from this part to the end. Okay, to this part to the end. Okay, and there is a delay associated with the AND operation and the full adder operation. Okay, so that's why there is a big delay in this circuit, plus the circuit is very much complicated because lots of hardwares are used here, because there are another technique that will use less hardware. Okay, and to implement this we need a big area on the chip. Okay, so that is also a reason why we will not use this kind of arrangement for multiplication. Okay, but it is very simple. Whatever we are doing in normal binary operation, we are just implementing here. Okay, but there is an alternate idea. Okay, so currently what are the disadvantage in this case? There is a long delay, plus there is a huge requirement of hardware for multiplication, because if we increase this 4 bits to 32 bit or 64 bits, think how many number of these boxes are required. Okay, and delay and hardware, plus to implement this much number of circuit, we need a bigger area. Okay, so that's why we need a sequential circuit. Okay, so there is a sequential technique to do the multiplication, which is very easy. Okay, So let's do the multiplication. uh, let's do the multiplication so that you can able to understand what is this circuit and what we are going to do in sequential multiplication. Okay, so in the previous case we are doing all the multiplication by this single circuit, but in the next case we will not do all the multiplication at a time. We will do it sequentially, step by step. Okay, so let's start with the first multiplication. So first bit is 1, that means we have to copy 1 0 1 1. Okay, and as I have told, there is a inbuilt 0 0 0 0, to which we will add this and we will get 1 0 1 1 as the result. Okay, so there is an addition operation after multiplication. Okay, actually it is not multiplication, it is either you copy this multiplicand to the output or copy 0 0 0 0 to the output. Okay, okay, so next bit is 1 again. So next bit is 1 means we have to do 1 1 0 1, we have to copy it to the output, but actually we will copy from this place. Okay, 1 0 1 1. So obviously there is a shift operation here. Okay, you can understand what there is a shift operation here, and then we are doing the addition. Okay, so this is the output. Then, so what type of shift operation you have seen here? In this case, what type of shift operation you have seen? Can anyone tell? What type of shift operation? There are two types of shift operation: left shift, right shift. Okay, so what type of shift operation you have seen here? Anyone? See, you can apply here both type of shift. You can apply a left shift to this number, then you will get this result correctly, or you can apply right shift to this number, 1 bit right shift to the number, and you can add this number to this and you will get the result. Have you got the idea? So normally while we are implementing like this in the hardware, what we will do, we will do a right shift to the partial product, then we add the number. Okay, so there are two operations in this case. One is right shift to the partial product that we have got from the previous step, and then add the new number, and then we will get the new partial product. Then we will apply a right shift to this number, then whenever we will do the right shift, then we will get the new number. Okay, so this is the third bit. Third bit is 0, so that means what? We will have 0 0 0 0. Okay, so we have applied a right shift to this number. Previously we have done our addition in this step. Now we will do in this step. Previously we have done in this step. So there is a, clearly we can see there is a right shift to the number. Okay, so this number is right shifted and we have written our 0 0 0 0 here. Okay, and the output is the same. Okay, then again we will do the right shift to the number. Okay, and then last bit is 1, so that means we have to copy 1 1 0 1. Okay, we will start with here 1 0 1 and 1. Okay, then the result is 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 1. Okay, so this is the output from the multiplication circuit, means multiplication that we will do normally. So what we will do, we normally in each step will do an addition operation, then there is a right shift operation, then there is an addition operation, then there is a right shift operation, then there is an addition operation, the result will be right shifted, then it is an addition operation. Okay, another thing we have to remember, if it is the multiplier value, if it is 1, then only the multiplicand will be added to the previous partial product. If it is 0, then there will be no addition. Adding with 0 0 0 0 means adding with nothing. Okay, understood, or any doubt in this case? It is very easy, the normal multiplication that we do, but we are trying to understand it in a different perspective. Okay, so normally whenever we will multiply with 1, we usually copy this thing and add it to the previous partial product. Okay, whenever it is 0, we do nothing. Okay, adding with 0 0 0 0 means it is the same result. Okay, done. Okay, so based on this we will design our whole system. Okay, so in this system, understand that there is a register A. Okay, only one register is there where the initial value is 0 0 0 0, which will have the partial product 0 0 0 0. Okay, so whenever we'll start our machine for multiplication, all the bits will be 0 0 0 0. Okay, so if it is a, in this case it is a 4-bit number, we will start our register A with value 0 0 0 0. This is the initial value. Okay, then the top one is called the multiplicand. This one is your multiplicand, and the bottom one is your multiplier. Okay, so bottom one is called Q, this top one is called M. Okay, so whatever the data present in multiplicand will be stored in a register called M. Okay, so this M0 Mn minus 1, this is the multiplicand, whatever is the top part. And what is multiplier? Whatever is the multiplier, it will be in the Q register. Okay, so this is the Q register, this is multiplicand register, this is a register A. We usually call register A or the accumulator or whatever you can tell, or just normally you can say it is the register A. Okay, so let's start with the example. What will happen here? So M contains 1101 because M contains 1101 in this example. Okay, Q contains 1011, the Q contains 1011, this is Q. Okay, done. Okay, so A contains 0 0 0 0 because it is the initial value. Here I have told you why it is 0 0 0 0, because it is initially 0. Okay, and there is an extra flip-flop is there which contains only 1 bit, which is called the C. Okay, C is nothing but the carry bit. Okay, C name comes from carry. So if any carry will appear here in this adder circuit, it will go here. Okay, done. So our arrangement is done. Rest what these things are doing, I will tell you. Okay, so let's start with the first step. So let me remove these parts and we'll start with the first step. Okay, okay, so initially this is our whole scenario. A is 0 0 0 0, multiplicand is there, multiplier is there. Okay, so at the end our product will be a 2n bit number, but here our register is a bit, means n bit, this is also n bit, this is also n bit. So where is the 2n bit will be stored? Here. Combination of A and Q will give us the 2n bit. Okay, and how it will be stored we will see, because you will tell that here we are storing q value. Okay, q value. Then how can we use this register to store our result? Because if we'll store our result here, then q values will be overwritten. Okay, we will see those things. But currently we have a free register called a. Okay, and it is of n bit. In this case it is of 4 bit. Okay, so a register is of 4 bit, m register is of 4 bit, q register is of 4 bit, c flip flop is 1 bit. Okay, so let's start with the first step, that is multiplication of the first bit. And you have seen the first bit is 1. Okay, and how this circuit will know the first bit is 1? Because this circuit first bit is 1, this one is first bit. Okay, this is q first bit is q0. So first bit is connected to a control sequencer. So what is control sequencer? Control sequencer will do two things. Okay, because q bit can be 0 or can be 1 sometimes. So the control bit, this control sequencer will do two things, that is it may add or it may not add. Okay, because I have already told you whenever it is 1, it has to add this result to the previous partial product, and whenever it is 0, it will do nothing, because 0 multiplied by this is 0 0 0 0. So why to add 0 0 0 0? Better do nothing. Okay, no need to add 0 0 0 0. Okay, so the control sequencer will work based on the first bit. Okay, so the current first bit is 1. Okay, so whenever you cannot able to understand, you tell me to go back and explain again. Okay, because this is very important, this is coming in the exam, long question. Okay, so this is first bit, this is the q register. So go to the q register, get the first lsb bit. Okay, this is 1, we are starting multiplication. Okay, so multiplication with 1 means the same bit, 1101. Okay, so that's why the first bit comes here. Control sequence says that it is a 1. Okay, so 1 means we have to add. Okay, so it will send it to the mux, and whenever it is 1, this multiplicand will go out to the adder circuit. Okay, the adder circuit needs two numbers. Obviously one number came from multiplicand. Where is the another number? Another number is coming from a. Okay, so obviously we have to do addition of 0 0 0 0. Previously a value is 0 0 0 0 and currently the second value is 1 1 0 1. We have to do the addition. This is how we do the multiplication. Okay, so one value come from m register, this is the m register. One value come from a register, this is the a register. Currently a register has 0 0 0 0. Okay, and we have to do the addition operation. Okay, so after the addition operation, the result will be 1 0 1 1. Okay, and what will happen to the result? The result will go here and it will be stored in a. So obviously now a is replaced with the result 1101. 1101. Understood? This is very simple. Okay, what is the content of q? Q content is currently the same, 1011, this one. Okay, up to this you are clear, the first step. Okay, that is the addition of the a value and addition of the m value. Okay, after that you got the result. Now what is the next step? I have told you the next step will be shifting this to the right side, so that our next result will be added to the shifted partial product. Okay, so that's why what we will do, we will shift the result to the right side. Okay, let's shift the result to the right side. So this is our this 3 register works as a single register. There are actually 3 registers are there, but whenever we are doing shifting operation, they works as the same. Okay, so here how to shift it? So obviously this bit will come here, this bit will be shifted here, this bit will go 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 here, this will be bit will be out from the register. Okay, understood up to this, or any doubt? So now what is the content of the Q register? This one, 1101. Why we have used Q to shift? Because the first bit is of no use currently, because the first bit work is already over. It has already multiplied with this, the multiplicand, and our work is already over. Understood? So the next bit is needed is this part. So now after shifting, this bit becomes the LSB bit in Q. So this bit is shifted to the LSB part. So this bit is shifted to the LSB part. So now Q0 value is this bit. Okay. So based on this bit, we will take now the decision. The control sequence will take the decision. We will do addition or not. Okay. So now what we will have? Now we will have this bit to find out if we have to do addition or no addition. Okay, as this bit is also 1, that means the Q0 bit is also 1, we have to do the addition operation. And addition with what? The multiplicand. Okay, so as we have already done the shifting operation, and M will supply us the addition bit. So addition bit is 1101 from the multiplicand, and again we have to do the addition. So after we'll do the addition, this is the result. Okay, and mark this, there is an carry in this case. Okay, so what will happen? So whenever we will do the this multiplicand add with the accumulator. Okay, current accumulator content is this one, 0110. M will never change, M is the same, 1101. So 1101 plus 0110 will give us this result. Okay, 0011 with an carry. So 0011 with an carry. Okay, so you got the working how this works. So whenever there is a carry, carry will go to C register. That's why there is a connection from this adder to C. Whenever there is a carry will be generated, it will go to the C register. Okay. Now this is the result. Okay. So obviously what is the next step? Next step is shift. Shift this result to the right side. Okay. So let's shift the result to the right side. So what will happen if we shift the result to right side? This 1 will be here, 0 will be here, 0 will be here, 1 will be here, 1 will be here, this 1 will go here, 0 will go here, this 1 will be out from the system. Okay. Now I will not do all these things because you already know what will be the next steps. Okay. So now next bit is Q0 bit is 0. So obviously the Q0 bit is 0 means no addition. Okay. So no addition means it will just go to the previous step. Okay. So obviously there is after this step, after this shifting step, the Q0 bit says that no addition. Q0 bit is 0. So that's why there is no addition. So we will not do any addition. Our whole register value will be the same as the previous value. Okay, previous value is 1001, 1001, 1110, 1110. Okay, so there is no addition with 0. Okay, but we have to do the shift operation. Okay, So whenever we'll do the shift operation, again this 0 will come here, 1 will come here, right shift operation is going on. Okay, so there is a right shift operation, 0 will be out from the system. Okay, so next q0 bit is what? 1. So obviously 1 means we have to do some addition operation, so that's why do the addition operation. So addition operation means what? The multiplicand will be added with the a register. So whenever we'll add multiplicand and this register, the output will be this with an carry. So let's do if it is true or not. 1 0 0 1 is the previous partial product, that is the a content, and m value is 1 1 0 1. Okay, this is the m value 1101 and this is the content of a. So this is the content of a. I have done something wrong here. So addition content, a content is 0 1 0 0, that is the content of a. Okay, content of a will be added with content of m. Okay, so this is a content, this is m content. So whenever they will be added, the result will be this one. This is the carry. This is the result will be stored in a 0001. Okay, so 0001 is the carry. Means this is the result after addition. 1 is the carry, this one. Okay, so 1 will be stored in c flip flop and rest result will be stored in a register. Okay, done. And this will be the same as the previous, because this will not be used when we are doing addition. Addition will be only done by a and m. Okay, so this is the whole result after the addition operation. Then obviously next step is shift operation. Always there are two operation, either add operation, shift operation, or no add operation and shift operation based on this initial bit. Okay, so after the add operation, this is the result. So what will be the next step? Next step is the shift operation. Obviously we will shift towards the right side 1 bit. Okay, this one will be going out of the system. So 4 times our addition is done. Okay, 4 times shifting and adding, these operations are done. So what is the result? This is the end result. Okay, 1 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 is the end result for this multiplication of these two numbers. So whenever we have done that multiplication, you might have seen this, that is the same result we have obtained, and here also we are getting the same result. After this, any doubt you can ask, because this is the end of multiplication. If you have any doubt in the circuit, or if you have any doubt in the algorithm, you can ask, or if you want me to explain again. Everybody understood? Okay, okay then. So if you understood this, then it's good, because after this we will, this is up to only for positive numbers. Okay, these are only for positive number. Then there is a multiplication for signed operation like negative numbers. Okay, so this multiplication was for only positive number. Okay, so for positive number, what we will do, we have to do it like this, or we are actually there is some problem in this circuit, so that's why we are not doing this. We are doing sequential multiplication. So sequential multiplication means step by step multiplication, like we do in our mathematics. We are doing it in the hardware arrangement also, the same type, one by one multiplication. Okay, so after this multiplication is done, then we will go for signed operand multiplication. Okay, so suppose there are negative numbers in this. These are all positive number or unsigned number. So if we have some negative number, then how to do the multiplication? That is also very easy. Negative number multiplication is also very easy. So whenever there is a signed operand multiplication, okay, there might be two cases. Okay, one is negative multiplicand, positive multiplier, and sometimes the multiplier can be negative. So you know what is multiplier? Multiplier means the bottom one. Okay, so the multiplier can be negative or positive, the multiplicand can be negative or positive. Okay, so main two cases are this multiplier is positive or negative. That is the two cases. So suppose the multiplier is positive and multiplicand is negative, then what we will do? We will do the sign extension of the partial product. What is sign extension? Let me show you. Okay, here. So sign extension means after doing the partial product here, you can see that we are extending the sign of the MSB bit. In the first partial product, you can see it is 1111. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? We are extending the sign of the MSB bit. Okay, so the MSB bit sign is 1, so we are extending that sign to the left side. Okay, so that's why it is called sign extension. Okay, so whenever the multiplier value is positive, multiplicand value is negative, then whenever we'll do the multiplication, we have to extend the sign. So whenever the MSB bit is 1, then we have to extend the sign. If the MSB bit is 0, we have to extend the sign. Whenever the MSB bit is 1, you have to extend the sign, and like this. Okay, simple. So this is the small thing that you can do. And how to do the multiplication? Multiplication will be done similar to the previous that we have seen, sequential multiplication. Okay, so there will be no change in that. The multiplication will be done in the similar way that we have seen in the previous case, sequentially. Okay, only thing is that you have to extend the sign like this. Okay, so there is another case where the multiplier is negative. Okay, the multiplier is negative. In that case, what you will do? Whenever multiplier is negative, in that case you have to take the 2's complement of the multiplier and the multiplicand. Okay, if the multiplier is negative and multiplicand is also negative, okay, or positive, if multiplicand is also positive, then also you can take the 2's complement of both multiplier and multiplicand. Okay, whenever multiplier is negative, take the 2's complement. Okay, and proceed as before. Proceed as before means proceed as before this one. Do the same thing. Then you can do the multiplication of signed numbers. Okay, only thing you have to see is that if multiplier is positive or negative. If it is positive, do the sign extension, extend the signed bit of partial product. If it is the multiplier is negative, then take the 2's complement. Can anyone tell me what is the 2's complement of a positive number? Can anyone tell me what is the 2's complement of a positive number? It's a positive number, yes. And 2's complement of negative number we have to take because you have to make it positive. Okay, so 2's complement of negative number we have to take, if even if this multiplicand is positive or negative, that does not matter. whenever we'll take the multiplier, whenever we'll see the multiplier is negative number, we have to take the 2's complement. Okay, so if we will take the 2's complement of the multiplier, we will also see what is the sign of the multiplicand. If sign of the multiplicand is positive, then leave it as it is. If the sign of the multiplicand is negative, take the 2's complement of it. Okay, case 2 is very easy. Whenever multiplier is negative, take the 2's complement of both. But if the multiplier is positive, take only the sign bit extension. Okay, extend the sign bit of the partial product. So in this case, you have seen the partial product is in this case you can see the partial product is this one. This much is the partial product. Okay, and what is the MSB bit of the partial product? This bit. So extend the sign. Okay, up to how many bits? Obviously the output will be 10 bit. This is 5 bit number, 5 bit number, output will be a 10 bit number. So extend this thing up to 10 bits. Okay, so that's the takeaway from this lecture. So today we will finish with this one, because in the next class we will be reading on how to improve the multiplication of signed number using Booth algorithm. Okay, so this Booth algorithm we will read in the next class, because Booth algorithm, if we will start today, it will not be finished. It is little bit long one. Okay, so in the next class we will see one example of how to do signed multiplication in this way. Okay, in this type of example we will see one signed operand multiplication, both the cases, and then we will continue with the Booth algorithm. Okay, so up to this, if you have any doubt, you can ask, or otherwise we will stop the class.